What is up, besties? I'm Paul Walker from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel, and let me tell you, it is pouring rain here in New York, but that is absolutely nothing compared to the absolute monsoon of drama dropping in Port Charles today. We are unpacking lethal ultimatums, unhinged PI traps, and beloved characters plotting literal murder. Grab your tea because we are diving all the way in. Oh my god, stop scrolling right now. I'm literally speechless. Are they for real, besties? Can we unpack the audacity of what is currently happening on our screens? I just hit stop on an emergency live stream at 2 a.m. because this episode literally broke my brain and I need to decompress with you all. Does anyone else feel physically attacked right now? I am legit losing my sanity over the sheer kinetic chaos that the writers are throwing at us. We have been surviving every single era of this show, from the mob wars to the weather machine plots. But this current timeline, it is an absolute masterclass in high voltage freakouts. I know some people are really enjoying this slow burn tension, but personally, I am ready to file a lawsuit for emotional damages. We need to talk about this, because holding this in is literally not an option. Let's start with the absolute mess that is Willow Kane and Jen Sidwell. Hot take incoming. But Willow is officially in so deep that she's making classic Cassidy villains look like amateurs. Sidwell summons Willow for a meeting, and the energy in that room is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Essentially, Sidwell is forcing Willow to face the reality of the nuclear fallout caused by Nina Reeves. Remember when Nina accidentally injected Jack Brennan with Drew's paralytic? Yeah. That one massive blunder has completely reset the entire simulation. Willow thought she had this god-tier mechanical execution going on, where she could use Jack Brennan as leverage to keep Drew in check. But Sidwell is looking at her like she has lost her mind. He straight up tells her that her Brennan deal is dead in the water, because Brennan is currently incapacitated and useless to her Grandmaster plan. And then Sidwell drops the line that made my jaw literally hit the floor. He looks Willow dead in the eye and says, "The moment Drew can communicate, you're done." I screamed. I am actually losing my sanity over here. This isn't just a warning. This is a straight up death sentence for Drew Kane. Sidwell is spelling out the mechanics of their survival under the hood. Drew either stays paralyzed forever, or he ends up dead. There is no door. Number 3. Is this same tragedy happening to Drew all over again? Remember when Victor Cassidy held him captive? Drew has survived so much, and now he is trapped in his own body, listening to his wife plot his potential murder with a terrifying criminal mastermind. It's so unfair for him. Willow is spiraling, realizing that her wishful thinking is crumbling. She actually thought she could keep Drew quiet indefinitely without crossing the ultimate line. Sidwell is the reality check she desperately needed, but it is a terrifying reality to face. Wait, but get this. If you thought Willow and Sidwell were serving dark, chaotic energy, let's pivot to Lucas Jones and Britt Westbourne. What in the actual underworld is happening with these two? They are having a hush-hush top-secret meeting, and Lucas looks Britt in the eye and says they have to be sure because there is no going back. Are they plotting to wipe Ross Cullum off the map for good? I am literally shaking. Britt and Lucas, our beloved medical professionals, are low-key planning a hit. I mean, I love Britt with all my heart. She is an absolute icon who slays every single scene but plotting a murder. This is total kinetic chows. Cullum has been a thorn in everyone's side, especially with the whole Rocco shooting cover-up. But taking him out permanently is a massive escalation that I was not prepared for. Let's really dive deep into the logic behind the magic here. Cullum knows too much. He is the new WSB boss. He was shot by Rocco. Jason took the fall, and now Dante knows the truth. The blast radius of Cullum's existence threatens Lulu, Dante, Rocco, Jason, and by extension, everyone Britt and Lucas care about. So Britt and Lucas are sitting there, weighing the moral cost of eliminating a federal agent. Don't you think they should maybe just let the justice system handle it? No cap, this is Port Charles. The justice system is a myth. But seeing Lucas, who usually tries to stay on the straight and narrow, willing to cross the Rubicon is wild. It reminds me of when characters like Robin or Patrick would get dragged into mob drama, but this feels so much darker. They are looking at Cullum as a tumor that needs to be excised, and I am here for the unhinged drama, even if I am terrified for them. Also, we absolutely must talk about Michael Corinthos because the audacity of this man knows no bounds. Michael is out here playing 4D chess with people's lives, and I am disgusted but also low-key fascinated by his absolute ruthlessness. Michael is leaking his cheating trap to Jacinda Bracken. Jacinda, why is she even involved in this? Michael is trying to orchestrate a scenario where Willow and Chase are caught in a compromising position so he can nuke Willow in custody court. He is meeting with Elaine, the private investigator, who, by the way, is the one who snapped those pics of Chase and Willow getting cozy in the park. Michael's funding a full-scale espionage operation against his ex-wife and her ex-husband, and he is executing it with impossible lightning reflexes. Dude, I'm so shocked. My jaw literally hit the floor when I realized the sheer scale of Michael's paranoia. He's weaponizing Chase's pure heart. Chase is just trying to adopt a child. And Michael is using that vulnerability to push him toward Willow. It is sick, it is twisted, and it is peak Corinthos behavior. Remember when Michael tried to destroy Sonny by hiring Dex? He always goes for the nuclear option. But weaponizing a child's adoption process, that is a new low. I know some people think Willow deserves it after cheating with Drew, but don't you feel it's so unfair for Chase? Chase is just out here being a shirtless golden retriever of a man, and he is walking straight into a buzzsaw of Corinthos level manipulation. Speaking of Chase, let's unpack this adoption strategy session with Alexis Davis, Brooklyn Quartermain, and Chase. This whole situation is a massive contradiction, and my mental state is just a chaotic blur of pixels and tears trying to process it. Alexis, our legal queen, knows it is completely unfair for Chase and BLQ to jump the adoption line for Phoebe. But because she is Alexis, she agrees to help them fight for this little girl. In the preview, Alexis warns them to either pull it off or call it off before they officially file. She knows they are playing with fire. If they are going to pull strings like asking Willow for favors, they need to do it under the radar before the legal magnifying glass is firmly fixed on their every move. But here is the massive, elephant-sized T in the room. Brooklyn is currently harboring the guilt of a literal hit and run. She's sitting in this adoption meeting, trying to look like a saintly mother figure who deserves to adopt Phoebe, while she's secretly the one who smashed into the guardrail during Jordan Ashford's crash and kept driving. How are we supposed to root for this? I am smashing my shift key because I am screaming at my television. Brooklyn is letting Isaiah Gannon take the fall for her crime. She wants to be a mother, but she is acting like a total coward. If the truth comes out during this adoption process, not only will they lose Phoebe forever, but Brooklyn could legitimately go to prison. Alexis is sitting there, giving top-tier legal advice, having absolutely no idea that her client is a ticking time bomb of vehicular felonies. And that perfectly transitions us to the absolute mess happening at General Hospital with Curtis Ashford, Jordan Ashford, and Isaiah Gannon. Curtis is on a straight-up warpath fax. ADA Justine Turner's hands are tied regarding Isaiah, so Curtis is stepping up to play vigilante. He assures Jordan that he's going to make Isaiah answer for leaving the scene of the crash. Curtis is puffing out his chest, acting like the ultimate protector, completely oblivious to the fact that Isaiah is 100% innocent. Curtis is directing all this righteous fury at the wrong man. It is so frustrating to watch. Jordan takes off her bandage and looks at her injuries in the mirror. And the emotional weight of that scene is heavy, but it just fuels Curtis's completely misguided vengeance. Meanwhile, poor Isaiah is fighting for his life out here. He tells Portia Robinson that he is absolutely not going to frame himself for something he didn't do. He defends his caginess with the cops, and honestly, can you blame him? He has a scratch on his car and some recent repairs which makes him look guilty as sin to the GCPD. But Isaiah knows the truth. His romantic night out with Portia has been completely nuked by these false allegations. I feel so bad for him. He is a new character. He is trying to build a life in this town, and he's getting railroaded. Because Brooklyn Quartermain can't parallel park without causing a multi-car pileup. Is this the kind of justice Port Charles serves now? Portia is caught in the middle, wanting to believe her man, but the physical evidence looks incredibly damning. Wait, I'm getting way too deep in the weeds with the legal jargon and the forensic analysis. Let's snap back to the actual gameplay of the social scene. Ethan Lovett is passing along an invite to Kristina Corinthos Davis, okay? Besties, this is the palate cleanser we desperately needed amidst all the murder plots and paralysis drugs. Ethan has been busy kidnapping Ava Jerome and doing Sonny's dirty work, but he still finds time to be a charming rogue and shoot his shot with Kristina. I am low-key shipping this so hard. Kristina needs someone who is entirely outside of her usual messy orbit, even if Ethan is tangentially tied to the mob through Sonny. It is a cute moment, and I really hope she accepts the invite so they can reconnect and give us some actual romance. Let's take a step back and look at the god-tier mechanical execution of this entire week. The lead dev, the head writer is weaving these storylines together in a way that is just absolute perfection. You have the medical drama of Drew's paralysis bleeding into the WSB espionage plot with Brennan, which bleeds into the toxic custody war with Michael, which is running parallel to the tragic hit-and-run cover-up. Every single character is lying to someone they love. Willow is lying to everyone about Drew. Brooklyn is lying to Chase about the crash. Lulu is lying to Dante about Rocco. Michael is lying to Chase about his intentions. It is a massive house of cards, built on a foundation of pure deceit, and the hurricane force winds are starting to blow. In conclusion, besties, we are so back, but I am also ready to file that lawsuit because my nerves are completely shot. If Sidwell actually forces Willow to off Drew, or if Britt and Lucas actually pull the trigger on Cullum, the landscape of GH will never be the same. We are witnessing the birth of a completely new, ruthlessly dark era for these characters. Drop your theories in the comments, hit that like button, and let me know if you are spiraling as hard as I am, because holding this in is literally not an option. I need to know if you guys think Willow will actually cross the ultimate line, or if Drew's wiggling fingers will save him at the last second. Until next time, stay chaotic, stay unfiltered, and keep standing the drama.